I can put an ounce of weed down.
Oh, there we go. We're alive. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I got home from work and I ended up having a bit of a nap, and then I woke up and looked at my phone and it said 5:31. I was like, shit. So I was just trying to get us all ready, get going. But we're here now, hanging out with Wesley.
Get it. Cheers, guys. Hello.
Hope you guys are all having a great evening. And what are you guys all smoking on out there? When I get my stuff together and start rolling and joining
What
here.
are you smoking on out there? Got hair?
Yeah, he needs to go not right in front of me anymore.
Absolute. I got some Rebel cookies from Vermont Sungrown. Some Rebel Grown. 3-time Emerald Cup win. Breeder for a breeder. It's pretty unheard of for a 3-time strain to take first place from a breeder. So it's fire. It's in the ground, sun grown in Vermont. Double OG chem times cookies. So, and it's smoker's weed. He like rolls up all the J's and actually picks things by the smokability plus everything else. The nose, it's 14 months old and it smokes better than the hydro weed at the clinic. That's 2 months old.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
14 months and I feel like it got better. Just crazy to me. Like,
well, it will get better over the period of time. It cures. It cures over. It just keeps curing. They found that at Utah State when they were doing the testing on it, that it was even changing profile over periods of time, similar to that of like how most people smoke cures for years before you smoke it. And right. It's just kind of like that, but it's such a high value crop that a lot of people never take it that long to see. It's only gone before they figure it out.
No, so me and my friend group, we always had a saying, like a funny saying, like we smoke too much weed too fast for it to cure. Like the market wants it before it was even done.
Yeah.
And so we just never had time. People, I mean, I always had people trying to buy it off me wet. Like, give it to me wet and I'll finish it. And I'm like, no. Like, that's great and all. I could steal all your money. But, like, at that time, genetics were connected to a certain group of friends. And so if he dried it and handled it wrong and turned it into hay, then anybody that wanted great white shark was going to say, oh, man, now that great white shark's poop. I don't want that.
Yeah.
And so to keep the integrity of the genetics in our group, I didn't pull stupid stunts like that, but mad people were.
Yeah.
Because you get what it's 15 pounds and then it dries to 5.
Yeah.
So people were taking advantage of that.
Oh, and then shipping it out a little wet. I think you get mold problems too doing that.
Oh, there's mold everywhere. Everything you opened up, it smelled like mold. It looked like mold. It was.
Oh, gross. Yeah, no, that would be the bad bit that when you do that, right? Because you got water activity inside those buds, especially on the internals, is a lot higher than even the outside. So you can have some issues that could possibly grow there.
Huge issues. Yeah, I mean, no one's setting up a fan and like having the air moving but not blowing on it at the right temp and humidity. Like, we've been doing this a long time. Like, yeah. I've been drying the same way since 2007.
Well, you learn how to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you screw up a few things, and then as you meet people, and George Cervantes was really like the only journalism that you could find at the time. I mean, Mel Frank had a few. Clark had a few. What's his name? Tom Clark? Not Tom Clark. Marijuana Botany and Breeding. Clark. I can't think of the first name.
Yeah, most of these are going to be books and stuff like that too, right?
It was books. They were all at the bookstore.
Yeah.
The Marijuana Bible from Cervantes. He had a few YouTube videos or pirated videos that I got off of like BitTorrents.
Yeah.
Where he had black dreadlocks and like fake glasses, like a whole like it was so underground. So to like get real information, you really I wasn't one to F things up multiple times in a row doing the same thing.
Back in the day when everybody treated it like a tomato plant. I'm like, what will be best for the tomato plant will be best for this.
You had to. That was when you went into the hydro store and they would ask you, what are you growing? And you had to say tomatoes.
Yeah.
And then there was a weird vibe because they didn't want to get in trouble and lose their store. But you both knew what you were referring to, but you couldn't be open about it.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember when it went legal right after, like afterwards, and then talking to them, and then being open about what you were growing, and then seeing some of the people that were owning some of these stores that weren't used to talking about it. And you're like, they're like super silent, and you know that they were that way, where it's like they didn't talk about it, right? It was always like on a like referred basis to something.
It was always referred to other things. It was I have a plant, the plant. You know, like we never refer to it in the first party.
Yeah.
Same kind of vibe at the pipe shops as well, because you could never say bong; you'd get thrown out.
Oh yeah.
They had like a sign that says if it rhymes with bong, don't say it in here or you're out.
It's like, this is a nice giant water pipe.
Right. Did you know that the word bong is Vietnamese for water pipe?
Is that is the right word? That is what it is, hey?
Yeah.
That's interesting. No, I didn't know that. That's really cool.
You know, these are all things we would like test the waters. Like we'd go in and we'd say it and they'd be like, oh, what did you just say? And I'd be like, dude, it's Vietnamese, man. It just means water pipe. We're cool. And they're like, you do that again, bro, you're out of here. Like, what do you mean, dude? We're all cool.
Yeah. No, I can see, because they didn't want to be selling paraphernalia at that time, right? So they want to try to stay away from that.
It was all tobacco use only.
Yeah, I got you. Welcome, Justin. By the way, thank you for your comment that you made. That's awesome. Here, I'll show you that.
Have you seen the Grow Bible before?
The book?
Yeah, I think it's called the Marijuana Bible from George Cervantes.
No, I haven't read it, but
it was really good. For 2000, I mean, I think it was written like 2007-ish. And it was fully like color pictures, like all the anytime that I would need to reference a deficiency, they had like each plant, each leaf on a different thing, and it all had like venochlorosis, it's iron or whatever, you know, riffles on the tips, the yellowing over here, burn too much. So they really went into detail, and they would like build out grow rooms and
and for those pictures, to take those pictures to show you and stuff like that.
Well, Switzerland at the time was like really ahead, and obviously like Amsterdam, but they were in Switzerland a lot. Like that's where he was, Cervantes. And so it was just like a bunch of those guys over there is where they got the photos from. The maybe some Canada, a lot of Canada stuff.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
guys are
just
pretty open. Like, you have Bubble Man right up there with you.
one. Oh yeah, he's very. Met him a few times. He's very. Yeah, he's just in Vancouver there. But no, what Justin just said is Ed Rosenthal's books as well. He has tons of books on growing.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Sorry, Rosenthal.
Yeah, that's another guy who has tons of books too.
Maine, been a while, bud. Yeah, I found that like Rosenthal would. Everybody was afraid to tell you how to flower a plant until Cervantes. All the books before that, they gave you like grow advice for veg and grow room setup, build design, troubleshooting, cloning, but like always didn't push the subject on how to actually finish a plant. And yeah. I mean, it was probably because they were going to get in a lot of trouble at the time.
Yeah, but you're saying like he's red, like they can grow it where he's from though, I believe, though, can't he?
Pretty much, yeah. Switzerland, it's been maybe even decrim for a long time. Mm-hmm. Just like in Maine, dude. There's been parts of Maine that weed's been legal for like almost 40 years. Where they wanted people for the mental health of rural living.
So, so the actual extract of THC has been legal there for 40 years.
Yeah.
Because that's where it comes into play. Is a lot of places just don't like that one compound, and even at that Delta 9, right?
Which is funny. I was listening to Kevin Jogery last night from Wonderland Nursery, and he was like, you know, when people talk about THC, it's like picking a woman on like because she's got blue shoes.
Yeah.
Like it has nothing to do with how it's going to affect you. Well, I mean a little bit, but everything else, he goes, if what I've said before, and I've heard it from him, but if you fill all the receptors with THC, there's nothing left for flavonoids and all these other compounds that, smell molecules. They need a place to attach to. And if it's all bred for THC, there's just no room. So he says anything over 18 to 20%, you're starting to like lose on the smokable quality of the herb and going into...
There's lots of other things too that THC itself, if all of your receptors are being taken up, especially CB1 receptors are being taken up by THC, you're going to have a lot of other issues. You can have a lot of issues with psychosis, paranoia. If it's just THC, if you have any levels of CBD in there, CBD and cannabidiol will actually help will level out those effects and diminish those, right? So having a small layer of that, and then the other ones on top of it, right? Because then you have other. You're
I mean, not even the CBD doesn't just level it out. If it's a 1-to-1, it will, but it'll actually increase the duration and the like instant powerful hit. And like if you sweat and does a lung expand, like those are all.
But it will actually shut down your ability to become paranoid and for anxiety increase. People that have those problems when smoking weed is because they have too much THC to CBD in it. You can actually reduce your paranoia by increasing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's just two, right? You got a shit ton of cannabinoids, and then you have even more of these terpenes in there.
Yeah, to me, I mean, it's really about smell and flavor. And so you guys should check out, I don't know whose channel it was on, but it was Dutch Blooms and Kev Jogery. Pretty much you put that in and you'll get the video from a few days ago. And he really just goes in. He's like, dude, I'm breeding and I'm not doing COAs anymore. which is lab assisted analysis for breeding. He goes, I'm done with it. I'm going back to how we used to breed. I want the weed to smell crazy, to taste like just coats your mouth, and is super astringent with the flavors, and it's complex, multiple layers. He goes, I'm not picking off of numbers because I'm picking off of experience. And I mean, it just blew my mind because like that's like what we should all be doing is actually having the understanding for what's going on when we're choosing things and smoking them and making sure they're super loud. Because he's like, I just remember weed. It used to like punch you. You'd sweat. You'd instantly be high. You'd have this flavor, and you'd be like, "What was that?" Like he goes, I want that. What was that weed? For everybody. And I was like, damn. So that I don't know if you've been following the Lebanese times Puck.
No.
I believe it's from Crickets and Sarcada. I'll go off track from there. But it's the Lebanese times Puck, and he said he's found some just amazing herb, and he found an inline a recessive trait that he's now chasing. He found it in like 100 seeds and then didn't save it, and he thought that it was going to be all the same, and he like popped open this one, and he said it was just so exotic, the flavor, the smell, it was like the whole package. And so I guess he's going through a huge population because it's not a dominant trait, it's a recessive trait. But he says it's some of the best weed he's seen since like the 90s.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you're getting more to it. There's more to the cannabis than THC, like you're saying, and you're getting a lot more of those from the different impacts. And then, yeah, because there's a lot of different. There's the thing with THC is THC globally affects all your receptors all at once, right? So that's the problem with that one. The other ones can do things at different amounts, but then there's other things that
Pines, I think that was a chem, the PD riot. He's either, I think it's the Chem 91 is more piney. If you got that from a Dead concert and it was super fire, it was some kind of Chem D or Chem 91. Or like Hell's OG, like those were what was really going around. I had some sativas as well, some haze. Depends what kind of pine he's talking. And it was probably outdoor, like actually grown in the pine forest, which it absolutely just tastes like you went camping when you grow in a pine forest. That's how you used to know that it was outdoor. Indoor would smell like indoor, and you'd open it up. Holy shit, this smells like pine and herb. Is outdoor? Yeah, hell yeah, that's outdoor. It was always, yeah, CSI. The 91. CSI's the man.
What? I'm just wondering about this guy. What weed were you smoking that you're having problems with heart?
I had a Malawi. It was a Malawi dominant cross to a sour diesel, but it was all like ammonia, cactus, lime skunk, and it would give you heart murmurs and like heart palpitations.
Yeah,
it would make you so stupid that you watch yourself not be able to talk correctly in like public.
Well, it's a skunk, right? If it's skunk, the thing was.
Malawi?
Well, no, you said if you did it have a skunk flavoring to it, you were saying?
Oh, it was super loud. It was cat pissy though.
Yes.
Like where when you hung it in a closet, I kept thinking like the cats went over there and peed in the corner.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
I see. Yeah.
it was lime, like lime floor cleaner, not lemon, but lime. Stupid lime, cat piss. You know, high notes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if it's just straight, especially if it's just straight THC and the actual genetics, right, you're going to have a lot more problems with your heart because it's going to be.
It was 31.95.
Yeah.
With almost 6% terpenes.
Yeah.
It would nod you out. Your eyes would roll back, and you'd like start falling asleep. Like right now, I'd be like, "No, I'm here, guys. I'm here. Like multiple people I put out, eyes roll back, and they're telling me, like, "Yo, I don't do drugs. Like when I get super high, this is what happens." And I'm like, "No, I pre-warned you."
Yeah.
It was like heroin. It was so drug crazy. It's the one that got away, you know. It's like that's why I got
super sedative weed.
Oh, dude, it was stupid weed. Like, I would pull it out when you had someone cocky around.
Oh, I
Because
see.
they thought that they took like hard drugs, like it was laced with something.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
And I'm laughing at it. I gotta go to work, and I'm like, idiot. That's what you get for saying you don't get high.
Yeah,
There's probably THCV in there as well.
Yeah. THC, yeah, and THCV is much quicker in and out, and it's gonna give you more energy. It's an appetite. Nice thing about THCV is it can be used as an appetite suppressant instead of.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Hey, so I think that it potentially is in a sour diesel.
Okay.
Which is chem, really. Chem 91 and Mass Super Skunk had a Super Skunk hermed onto the 91, and that's when sour diesel came out of that. But people who have had access to it for a long time have said that it works in both directions when you smoke it. And it has nothing to do with changing how much you consume in food, but overweight people would lose weight and get to like baseline where they should have been. And underweight people, their like metabolism would like slow down or speed up, whatever. And they would gain weight and like finally put on what they were lacking. And I mean, I heard a lot of people say that same thing. Maybe it's that profile for whatever it does.
Yeah. Well, because that's THCV is it acts as an appetite suppressant, right? They're isolating it to use it as a obesity medication,
which isn't going to work.
You don't think so?
No, you isolate anything and then you take away the.
No, you isolate it for medication purposes, right?
Yeah, but you're still just like the THC pills and everything.
Yeah, but this is what you can do with it. It triggers off certain. Yeah, but cannabis helps with that CBD. That helps with many different things if you're using it for that purpose, right? When we're using it, we're using it for an experience when we're talking about it most of the time instead of medicating. So that's why we want the whole thing, not just isolated. Right? Yeah. That's why where you have THCA diamonds, I'm not too into that. A lot of times, if I do get diamonds, I'll also go get something super terpy and then just add those together.
Yeah.
Right? Because I still want that other part of it too, right? And then you're not really isolating it anymore. You're just remixing it back together again on your own terms. How's it going, everybody? It's in chat. Greeny, Smokey, Ace, Miko, Ames, Bubba, Dono.
Yeah, and they've like done a bunch of tests where they show like where the most receptors are, your cannabinoid receptors, and that's not just for like for
everything. Well, you're
breast milk. There's like a whole bunch of foods that have cannabinoids.
Your endocannabinoid system is in your body that does AAA, AAA and 2CG or whatever. I think it
puts you into like balance, like keeps you healthy, keeps your hormones correct.
Yeah, the CB1 receptors are predominantly in your CNS and in many different places in your brain. Many different places of your brain, but they are in your CNS, so your central nervous system. Right. But the one place that they're not in your brain is your brainstem. That's why you can't overdose on THC. It's not in your brainstem.
Right. The receptors just close off.
There is no receptor in your brainstem. It's everywhere else but there.
No, not for the brainstem. The CB1 and 2. Yeah. When you overload them, they just quit.
Your CB2 receptors are a lot of times in what is it called? Oh, I had the fucking word. I just read a whole book on cannabinoids in the human brain, so that's why it's really fresh, right? Your peripheral system, the nervous system, sure. And fatty tissues.
Right.
So and they are in other places of your body besides just your brain.
Yeah. So the stomach, what they showed is there's like 80% of them are in your stomach. So like what I was just saying about sour diesel and your metabolism, like it's not hard to believe that something that has that many receptors can actually trigger a difference in how it physically like reacts.
Well, and that's what they're finding with the THCV is it actually triggers it, so you actually shuts off what you wanting to consume any food, right? And that's why isolating it and using it as medication for that will work. If you give somebody the whole package, it's not going to work because they're also going to trigger wanting to eat, and then the reward system for eating too, which comes from THC. You don't want just that because that's not going to help somebody who needs to not eat. You just need to isolate it so they have what they do need to not, right?
I don't know.
But what we need to do, like, we're smoking it for the whole effect, though.
Maybe they need to learn consciousness.
But it's better to use something like that with almost zero side effects, even long-term side effects, as opposed to some of the medications that they're giving them instead.
Yeah, I just don't like what it's doing to the human population for like mental strongness. Like if we just give everyone like a way out of like actually like catching themselves and like being strong and saying like, no, I'm not going to eat because I just ate a whole meal. I just go away, weed, hunger. Like I'm not there. You know, like.
Well, I totally understand, dude. You're talking to
self-will.
You're talking to the person who sat there in the middle of a snowstorm, addicted to hard drugs, really bad hard drugs, and just saying fuck it. And I've never touched them since then. I walked away from it. I haven't had to go to any talks, any therapy, anything. There are people out there that can walk away from things, but there's a lot of people that can't.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, no, I know. But a lot of people aren't ready for that mental discipline.
Smoking cigarettes.
To me, I feel like you turn it on or you turn it off. Like there is no like, oh, I'll dabble here in this problem I have. It's like either you do or you don't, or you turn it off completely and then you safely dabble and you don't ever get sucked back in. I'm not saying the hard drugs, but I'm saying for like people can do
everything.
They have to.
Anything you could be addicted to, a cell phone, right? We're not talking just drugs, right? We're anything, right?
What kid isn't?
Yeah. But yeah, cigarettes were this other thing, right? I got COVID in 2021, couldn't breathe, and I was like, no, not doing this again. crushed up the rest of my pack and just never touched a cigarette again. It's because you got to that point where you're like, I would rather not live. I'd rather live next time.
Nor do I get it, buddy. I don't win the fight.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Yes.
Just got done rolling a joint. Figured I'd come out and smoke it with you guys.
Rude, take my place. I gotta go cook.
Okay. What you making for dinner tonight?
We're just chilling. Another Tuesday.
Yeah, man. I can't believe that I knew that I had to have a nap, and I was like, I should have set an alarm, but I'm like, I had like an hour and a half. I'm like, I know I'd be fine. Just woke up and it was just like 5:31. Shit.
Let's go down to my last half of the future.
Hope everybody in the chat's doing good. Hope you're doing good, Ace, by the way.
No, I'm doing pretty good. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down to my last half of putrid, so I smoked 2 ounces already.
Nice. Yeah, I'm smoking on the guava mezcal. That's what's in this bin.
Having an issue with my plant downstairs.
She got some decent sized nugs too. Oh, what issue you having?
What's wrong with your plants?
All kinds of shit.
Oh no.
Like, first I was having problems with fucking temperature and humidity because I still don't have a fucking humidifier and it's in the basement, so it's still kind of chilly down there. Got that somewhat taken care of. I turned down the exhaust on the induction fan again, raised up the fucking humidity and the temperature again. So
yeah,
got that going the same as last year. But now my fucking plant is showing signs of, somebody told me it was nitrogen toxicity, but I've also been told that it could be wind stress doing this too. So I took the water off of my plant for a whole day. I made sure that the fan wasn't blowing on the plant anymore, and I'll see what happens.
So are your plants have a little more green and curled downwards this way at the tips? They're
turning dark green at the tips and turning down and kind of like to the left.
To the left too.
Yeah, so it's curling kind of like that, and trying to almost turn over as it curls. It's weird.
Yep.
And they're in veg, right?
Yeah, it's an auto. It's in veg. It's only 3 weeks old.
Okay, yeah.
Now, it is in Build a Soul 3.0 that I have remixed together because there was just a little bit that was left over. So I mixed it back together and then put it in the 5-gallon pot. So it could be that it's just it's missing on some nutrients because it's been reused and it wasn't a big enough and I didn't re-amend it. I don't know.
You have a picture?
No, I don't have a picture, but I do have my light is on in the basement, and I can go show you.
All right. Yeah, like how intense is the light?
It's still that 100-watt light I got from Mars Hydro that doesn't have a dimmer.
Yes.
I haven't upgraded yet, so. I'm still using the same 2x2, the same dimmer, or the same light, and same induction fan.
Sounds like a start over.
Okay. Man, they need to streamline StreamYard a little bit more. That way it's a lot faster to switch the camera. Okay. This is what I'm talking about right here.
Oh yeah, I see.
Not nearly as bad as I thought it was.
No.
It's not terrible. I just had people mention it.
I would just let it go for now. I would just do. Then you said it's a build of soil, right? So you're just applying water, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the leaves that aren't fully developed look weird, right? And that's not a fully developed leaf yet. Those leaves are still spreading out.
Okay. I'm listening.
So I would just
put it back in the tent.
Yeah, I would just check, keep an eye on it, and it's already a built-in soil that you're doing. So I would just, you're not adding anything else to it, are you? You're not applying?
No. The only thing it's getting is water and air in the water. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So I would just wait and see what happens over the next week or so, and see if it's just that one set of leaves that are doing that.
Yep.
And what's it?
Starting to try to curl, and they're feeling a little dry, but I just put them back on the water. What? An hour ago.
I'm not certain that wicking from the bottom is consistent. So I'm thinking that because the plant's not huge, it doesn't have a huge root zone in the water. So it's still working on like filling the pot out and then going down as well. And it still likes to feed and get everything that's happening on the rhizosphere, which is your top few inches of your soil. So you need to keep that equally moist as
I have been.
Bottom wick.
I have been. I was told though that I was watering too much and I needed to stop watering, and that's why it was doing it.
Well,
you probably could just slow down on the top watering until, like Wes said, until you have enough roots to wick up. Because I didn't know that was also how you were watering that plant.
Yeah,
it could be just a dry until it's getting to that point because it doesn't have enough down there. Because this root system won't be that big yet.
So with living soil, it is about consistent moisture content. And watering every day is not a bad thing if you're not watering more than you should. So you can water every day, which is good if you can limit yourself to and find out what your limit is. I like picking a pot up to see weight with soil when I can pick it up. But I also have moisture meters and everything that help calibrate you to that. Because it just looks like a little underwatering to me.
Okay, well, what I have been doing is I take my pinky and I stick it in my dirt in the top, and if I can get to my first knuckle and it's dry, I water the top.
You want that top bit to be dry anyways. That's where a lot of the oxygen comes in. You want to, like what Wes is saying with that. The what?
You want it to stay moist.
Yeah.
You don't want it to dry out.
Yeah, not crack dry, but a lot of the times I'll, like when I was doing that, I would do what Wes was saying about lifting the pot, just check, seeing what it feels like when it's dry, water it, see what it feels like when it's heavy, then go. Roots don't weigh that much.
Wrong
Yeah,
is
you
what?
find 50%.
What am I wrong about, Levels?
You know, and some people can just figure it out, but like I just had such a hard time figuring out watering in soil. It drove me crazy. Yeah. Meters and big beds, and
it's hard to do when you have a trellis on it. But if you're not trellising, it's about the easiest way to do it. Is just get a feel for what is dry and what is not dry, and test it that way. I know there are facilities that will actually take it and weigh their.
Yeah. There was a kid it's crop steering. There was a guy who got murdered who was doing that in Humboldt County, and he was known as like the professor or something. He was like the mathematical like genius. His plants would all grow exactly the same, and he would weigh every one, and it was like part of like their methodology of how he achieves what he achieves with the plants is by perfectly giving it the exact amount at that exact time by weight, you know? And, you know, I mean, it starts to get a little wonky maybe when they go into flower, because then you're offset by plant production, bud weight.
Hey, Boom, welcome.
Hey, can you guys hear me this time?
Yes, we can hear you.
How does the picture look on your guys' end? Is it all fucking grainy where you can't see nothing?
Looks good to me. Good.
Yeah.
All right, let me go over to my tent real quick. Give me a second. All right, so I had to flush 9 gallons of water through these 2 3-gallon pots on Sunday. My pH runoff was like 5.3. So I flushed 9 gallons through, got it lined back out to about 6.5. But my left plant, the back one back there, I don't know if you guys can see, like this one, the leaves are all flat and doing all right. The par's like 570 at canopy level. But this back one, man, some of these are like droopy. Can you guys see that?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, I can see that. What's and the
So I'm wondering if it's just taking a little slower to recover from the flush. But
yeah, is the pot dried out?
No, it's not dry. It's not dry at all. It drinks a little bit less than this one on the right here. This one on the right's quite a bit. You know, you can see from the footprint, it's quite a bit bigger. I topped it twice and the left one once. The parts per million are like 600 in the soil in the runoff. My environment's a steady 79, like 79 degrees, 59%. Lights came on at 7 o'clock tonight, so like an hour and 15 minutes ago. But this is the first time I've noticed that like clawing in the back, which it looks a little, my first thought was like overwatered, you know?
It could be what it is. It's probably just taking longer than it's just taking a little longer to dry out, because you haven't let it dry out since you did the flush, right? You're still letting it dry out.
Exactly, and that was 2 days ago, and it's going to drink a lot less because you can see the size difference. I mean, it's drinking a lot less than this one on the right.
And the one on the right, is that one kind of back to where it should be now, kind of overall?
Yeah,
I think that's what's going on. You're going to see it's just you're getting overwatered symptoms, because right now it's just taking a little longer to dry where it needs to be to get the oxygen to the root zone.
Okay.
Because
That's way better than what I was hoping, because I was like, man, I noticed a couple spots on my leaves, and I was like, you know what? Let me just test my runoff, and I like 5.3 and had 1,500 parts per million. I was like, oh man, the pH was so low, it wasn't allowing the food, or the plant to uptake the food. And so I was like, shit, and it took me forever to untrellis it. I'm in a wheelchair, so I had to drag them all back out to the front fucking porch, do all that jive, and run a bunch of water through them. And so I'm like, this is my one grow for the year that gets me by until next year. And I'm like, fuck, I just want to make sure, get somebody else's opinion to make sure that it wasn't nothing like necessarily catastrophic, I suppose.
No, it's just because it wants that oxygen, it needs that oxygen, and it just had taken a little extra time to get it. It should look like that other plant does when it gets to the same in the root zone.
Okay, cool.
So I would say
Cool.
another day. It would probably another day and a half to turn around, depending on how much longer it takes. Because it just has less roots to take it up.
Right. That makes perfect sense. All right. Well, I've learned my lesson in the last couple grows. I'd rather ask questions whenever I feel like I might be, nitpicking or whatever. But I've learned it's a lot better to nitpick and find it, as fast as you can.
And Level said this is your second grow. Is that true? That's true?
This is my second photo grow. I messed around with autos for like 2 or 3 years, which really, I learned, yes, to keep them alive, but I didn't learn about, the different stages of, what nutrients are important when. I didn't understand about the flip and how they would uptake things, because autos just went on their own time frame. So I wasn't really understanding, other than I was growing plants.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're doing well.
Yeah, so and this is what I've kind of learned to maximize. I only have a 4x2, and I'd like to have a bigger tent, but being in a chair, I can't reach all the way through a 5x5. You know what I mean? Like, I can't reach the back of the damn tent. So this gives me access to the bottom, the top.
What up,
you know
everybody?
what I mean? Like, I can reach everything.
Chad, looking
Levels?
good, bro.
I'm
Looking
ready to
good,
flip
bro.
these bitches, hopefully in like 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, man,
Have
get
you
them
thought
healthy,
about
man.
just doing away with the tent completely and putting it in a room? That way you can go completely around it.
Man, I have a 7-year-old, and my wife, and so there's my wife's
Okay.
grandparents and her mom, my mother-in-law. They don't know that I'm a smoker, so I have to be like super
Yeah.
incognito right now. You know what I mean?
What up, Matt? Everybody.
Hey, what's up?
She allows me to do this out in the garage as long as it's like super secret squirrel type shit. So I do my best to, like, in the summertime I grow peppers in here, so my daughter doesn't wonder what this big thing is over here. She just thinks it's my pepper tent. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So like we grow peppers together in the summer and shit, and but I have to keep it, pretty low key. But I'm pretty happy with it so far. I need to fill the net out a little bit more, and I think I'm about 2 weeks from flipping. As long as that back plant starts to, I kind of judge my light by I like to see my leaves flat, not necessarily praying and not drooping. I like them to be like level, you know what I mean? And that tells me that they're getting exactly what they need. So I was just a little nervous when I saw that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, having them facing upwards is a secondary kind of thing, so it's a good indicator. I was gonna say other as well. The reason why that plant did bounce back is because that was your heater right beside it, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Even though you have a fan, that's also gonna help that plant dry out faster than the other plant that's on the other side. So this is making more and more sense in the water situation.
I got you. Yeah, and so it's drinking less, and it's probably got more air, because even this fan down here to circulate the bottom under the canopy portion, it kind of blows almost right. You know what I'm saying? It's even closer, so it might be picking up a little bit more air there or whatever.
I think you're gonna do totally fine by tomorrow. I think your plants are gonna start turning around. Yeah, it's just that once you get it all nice and dry, but drier or not still moist, because I guess you guys that do organics, that's what you guys need. But
right.
And you need to,
Right
lazy
on, man.
Susan.
Well, hey, I appreciate it, fellas, for reassuring me a little bit.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's doing really
good,
good.
man.
Nice training. Nice training
yeah.
for your second photo.
Yeah, I like this trellis thing, man, but I fucking sure hated it when I had to drag them bitches out and flush them, boy. I was like, are you kidding me? Of course. But I mean, what was the alternative? Let my soil, the soil sit at 5.5 pH and have it, I was gonna have newt burn for sure. I was gonna have all kinds of problems if I didn't do it.
Well, and doing it that way, with the screws and being able to undo them, it's gonna be that's the way to do it. It's so much easier than having to deal with a net that you can't undo.
Right. Well, and even at that too, what I really like is it keeps the tent from like sucking in on it as well.
Yep.
On the bugs
Oh, yeah.
right there, so it's kind of like a dual purpose thing, and it worked out really well for me. I built it so I could still house my, my heater, because in the summer it gets too hot out here. But having that heater, it helps me regulate the humidity, because when it kicks on, it's easier for me to add humidity than it is to take it away, right? So like the heater helps regulate it. I can always add in if it's too low, but it's really hard if the ambient environment in my garage is too high, because I'm just sucking high humidity through the tent. Plus, I can keep my temperature exactly at 79, 75, depending on what stage I'm in. I can keep it exactly where I want it within a degree or two of it kicking on and off through I got the controller 69 through AC Infinity. So it really helps me to keep it absolutely dialed in, and I just can't do that in the summer. Now, one of these years, if I'm not poor and I can put like a split air unit in the garage and afford to run AC all winter long or all summer long, then I could have another grow in the summertime. But
Hey, they got the mini
now
splits now that run on fucking solar. You don't even have to hook it into your house. It runs off solar and a battery pack.
Yeah, right. Something, man. Something. I've not seen many reviews on that Terraform 7 AC Infinity came out, that like grow tent air conditioner. I thought about maybe pulling the trigger on that if it would work to keep that, so I could run in the summertime as well. But I mean,
it's still a bit pricey for me. $700. That's a bit.
I know. It's almost a split air unit. I could get a split air unit for like $1,300 for my garage. Right.
So you might as well do that and you'd be better off.
Right. No, exactly. But hey, like I said, it took me a year and a half to piece this whole system together to where I was actually able to control the environment for my app, as opposed to, going back to the cheap thermometers to see what my high for the day was, my low for the day, and then resetting it so I could check the next day. And, honestly, keeping the environment in check has been the best thing that I could have ever done as a grower. Having that dialed in, and then it allows you the ability to focus on other areas where you kind of lack, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, you guys know what I mean. I'm just learning.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, right on. All right, I'll hop out. I appreciate you fellas, and Levels, I'll be around more often if my internet holds up.
I'm about to message you. Hit me. I'm about to check your Discord. I'm about to message you, brother.
All right, bro. See you guys. I'll be in the chat.
Have a good night, brother. Thanks for sharing.
What's up, Levels?
What's up, Matt? Cheers, what? Oh, where's Wes? He's eating, cooking. What's he got going on?
I think he's cooking right now.
Cheers, Ace. How you doing, brother? I was just saying the pinky thing. You usually want to go a couple inches down. That's all I was saying. You're just wrong with pinkies, bro. That ain't deep enough.
I just, if it's dry that deep, I figure it.
You want to stick that whole fucking to the knuckle, to this knuckle hits the soil. Stick that whole fucker in there. Wet on the fingertip. Don't fucking water it. This is my rule of thumb. First time hearing
if you stick your finger in and it's dry all the way up to your hand, water it. Is that what you're saying?
Basically.
Yeah, but I was trying to let it dry out because I was being told I was overwatering it. So I was trying to let it dry out a little bit.
Yeah, what Riot is saying is true. Testing the weight is the only way to make sure it's fine. But these are ways that people do on their gardens.
Okay, Matt, how many cats do you have? I think that's the second one I've seen now.
4.
Damn. That's a lot of cats.
Yeah, there are 4 cats. I like cats.
Holy shit. You don't have a problem with mice at all, do you?
No, and where I live like in it's like a complex. So we have 4, and the people below us have 4. So yeah, they wouldn't be around here. They wouldn't do very well.
Yeah, no, the whole building's clear of mice. They don't even fuck with that building. They're like, man, don't go down there.
No.
Shit, let me grab my weed real quick. 1 second.
Yeah, we have 4 cats and a bearded dragon.
Oh, nice. So do you use your bearded dragon's excrement as fertilizer sometimes?
No, I don't do organics. No, yeah.
Just try it, see if it works. You know what I mean? I mean, not have a buddy hold on to that plant. Just see if it works. Like here, put this shit on that plant every once in a while.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't work with the. It wouldn't work with the.
What's up, gardening? What's up, Casey?
That's a fertilizer organic, nice.
That one looks like it really likes the attention.
This one does, yeah. This one will start at 5 o'clock in the morning when I wake up.
Oh shit.
Right. This is where I got Tango Mango too.
What's your girl doing, Matt? Sorry I'm late. What's up, Casey?
Oh, that's how it's going so far.
Wow.
So, and this one's underneath the G8600, which helps. Like this nice coverage now on this side, which I'm really happy with. But she's doing. This is that side that's split too.
Right.
Oh yeah. There's a zap strap right there. There's a zap strap right here, and then there's another zap strap holding those 2 zap straps together. And that happened. That happened like 2 weeks ago, or is it back to it? Yeah, so you can see 1 branch, 2 branch, and then that's where it'd be held together. And then I had another one down here. But that's how the tops are.
Wesley. Ames. Killing that canopy, bro. Your training's on point, bro. You know you got a wave of growers following you, right? Serious, bro. You a lot of growers take notes from his training. Matt's very good at training.
A lot of growers take notes from Matt, period.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Fuck yeah. Very knowledgeable.
It takes time with your plants. There is no way around it. You got to put the time in because it doesn't happen on its own.
No.
Level, my man.
What's up with this meal tonight, brother? What we got on the market here? What's on the stove?
I'm gonna do a chicken breast. I'm gonna hand sear it with it's soaking in agave and coconut aminos, which is pretty much like a non-soy sauce.
All right.
And then agave because it's not really sugar, or it's not as bad as sugar. With some garlic and scallions.
Let's go.
Agave, isn't that what they make tequila?
Shawnee Mac.
Yes.
What up, Shawnee?
Yeah.
Good to see you, brother.
Tequila. And then sweet potato fries baked in the oven, olive oil,
You going in?
and
You diving in tonight?
Brussels sprouts.
Pull the white linen over the table and set some candles up. Hell yeah.
Big time. OG Kush.
Hell yeah, Shawnee. All day, brother.
Damn, Matt. Is that you?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
What is
It's not
that?
just plant training.
That's the Frosty Treats. This one comes down on Saturday.
Owl says, do you deliver?
I caught that one before it went crazy.
Yeah, that was a dope grow. That's under the SF2000, 200 watts, yo.
Yeah.
200
Next
watts.
time
Allowing
I'm
out.
gonna run 2 of them in there though. I'm gonna do them a little dimmed down, but go for the coverage because now that I have the G8600 in the 4x8, I have the other SF2000. I got the Electric Sky, and I got the HLG DIY off to the side right now. Like not the Scorpion, but the 260 XL that I have.
Right.
Eventually, if I get another light for the 4x8, I might end up setting up a separate tent somewhere else with the HLG equipment.
Let's go. Fuck yeah.
But it would have to be at a whole different location because I've already maxed out the plant count limits for 2 places.
Don't
Well,
hear
it's 2
nothing.
different places. It's 2.
Don't hear nothing. Cheers. Hell yeah, Matt. Glad I could make it, brother. Fucking
Yeah.
It worried me. I seen you as a little late. I was like, ooh, that's a relief.
Oh, dude, I'm wearing myself.
I was running late. Sorry. I was running late.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I woke up and it was 1 minute past when I was supposed to start. I was like, ah, shit. And that's why I read.
Shit.
Yeah, it was 5:31, and I started at 5:30 Pacific time. That's where I'm at, right? So I woke up and saw that. I'm like,
I hate that. Sucks. It's like good morning.
yeah, that's why I had to say a few more minutes. I normally always start on time.
I know you look good for just like 6 minutes being up from a nap.
Facts. He must have went and cleaned up real quick.
I had one of these chilling in the fridge back there, so I just cracked into that.
There you go. Fuck yeah. Later, Shawnee. Have a blessed night, man. Good seeing you.
Splashed in cold water in the face and down a monster. Is that what you did?
Right? Yeah. Oh, I got something else to show.
Let's go. Bizzle. What up, Bizzle? Hey, Matt. Bizzle's good people.
Oh, that's gonna be. I can't.
Hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you guys now. I just have to try to position it so I can still
I was
hear
just saying, Bizzle's good people. Just come in here. Oh, the press. Hey, Coleman needs help with pressing, actually. Coleman just got a press.
Oh, shit. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Yeah, no, Bizzle, cheers. I'm sorry. I meant to try to add that, and I clicked the wrong button.
Oh, shit.
He's not on hit anymore.
Whew. I hate that.
No, I know. I'm sorry.
That
dude.
moves up when you're about to pull the trigger. And,
Yeah.
bro. All right, trust me. I've been there a couple times. Sucks.
Yeah. So this is. I won't be able to hear you guys when I'm doing this. So I'll be right back, but I'll show. It is that. So now I can actually.
Short high, Raisin, what up?
The one thing that I am gonna do is I'm gonna get a little ring for the bottom, so I to hold it in place. But I'm also gonna get a riser, so because you're gonna notice I'm gonna do a whole bunch of pumping. Because I'm gonna have to get this all the way to the top. So if I can get a riser to bring it up even closer with that ring, it'd be less pumping. But yes, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Coming soon, huh? Oh.
What up, Bizzle?
All that could be avoided if I had the riser. So now, but because I have the pump, the side pump to do it this way, I can utilize the drip part.
Four ounces in a 2x2. I'm trying to hit a pound in a 2x2. Matt, you hit that pound yet?
And then I'll be able to drip
Matt.
horizontally into
Matt.
a
I
jar.
can't hear you right now.
No, I came back. I can hear.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying, did you hit that pound in that 2x2 yet, brother? I know you're close.
The 2x2. No, I got the guava mezcal. I got 234 grams. So
Really?
yeah, it had a lot of good tops, but it's just the size, right? And there wasn't open spaces. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. It's still a good weight for that. Plus,
No,
give me-
fuck yeah. Fuck
I
yeah.
got
Fuck yeah.
that. And at the same time, I harvested 3.37 out of the 4x8, and then
How many watts in that? A 2x2?
in the 2x2, that was 225 watts because I was running the SC3000 at 75%. I don't go above 75% in that tin. It's too much. So
Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. SC3000. How you like that light? Oh. How you like that light, personally?
which one? The SC3000? Oh, it's the right light, dude. I've grown a lot of really good weed with it.
Let's fucking go. Spider Farmer for the win.
He was watching me the whole time when I was doing that.
Yeah. That's just how my little man is, too. Don't have a clue, but focused. Curious as hell.
Reposition this. Oh, I turned the light on. That's why I'm like, why does it look so bright in here?
Bizzle.
But the one thing I need to still do with that is I need to get the hand pump needs to be fastened down properly, so I don't have to hold it. I just use the pump. I'm gonna make it so the top can click in properly, so I don't have to hold the pump press down, and I can just focus on using the pump and watching what I'm doing, because I want to have it so it can drip directly into a jar, because this can go from 7 Fahrenheit to 147 Fahrenheit. So I'm going to be able to cure either way with my rosin. I'm just gonna put it in there for cold curing or hot curing, and I can do it both ways inside this. Right now, I'm just using it as a fridge, but
Matt, do you put in like a back pressure regulator so it can hold at certain pressures without like you having it? What do you have to do to get that to not be manual?
for which one?
So it holds the pressure when you take your hands off. Is that what you were talking about?
No, I just been holding the pump down, so I don't have to hold the pump. Right. So the back is it's a weird, just a flat plate. I'm just gonna get another sort of plate or use double-sided sticky tape and just use it to hold the back down so I can just pump it. No, the pressure stays on until there's a dial right there on the very end of the actual hand pump, and that all I have to do is release that, and
Right.
it releases the pressure. But if that's on, it won't release. It won't release until I release the pressure to it. For now, this is the way I'm gonna have it set up. I just live on the top. I just live on a second story, on the second floor of a apartment complex. So there's someone that lives below me. So if I were to go get an air pump for my press,
It's like they're like,
yeah. I
yeah, it's like the vac sealer. Like there is no, you have to wrap that thing in blankets.
yeah.
Before, like your neighbors.
I'm
are just
already
like,
gonna have to get, that anti-vibration pad, like when I do the freeze dryer on this, because the vacuum pump for that, I'm gonna have to get anti-vibration for that. That's the main reason why I can't go oil free here, because the oil free pump not only won't work for a room this small because it is very, very hot when it runs. Is like, I don't know how many decibels. It's really loud. It would be like running an air pump for the press. Like pop, 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 pop.
They really are. And you can hear that like whatever the pressure build and the click, you can hear it through walls.
Yeah.
Like it's not just a vibration of the air, the pump. It's all the mechanisms clicking and
so that's why I'm doing the hand pump. But that jack is nice. It could use I can use the air or whatever the phonomic or whatever the word is they use. But the air pump.
Is the power cut loose? Maybe.
What? Sometimes my light flickers darker. Yeah, come on up, Greenie. Hell yeah. What is it? T22 though. I'm trying to catch up with chat here. My ass can't figure this out. What is that? A light? I'm imagining.
Yeah, if your light's flickering, it could be an issue with the driver.
Is it AC Infinity? Hit them up. If you purchase that, they'll replace it.
How's it going, Greenie?
Infinity's really good with that, man.
Hello, everyone.
How's it going?
What's up, Greenie? Aussie.
I got you on big screen, just so you know already.
Okay. It's only just a tiny little thing I wanted to show, but I've been working on this for a little while. It was a tiny little thing. It was only way back in there when I first started, but
Let's go.
got this squelched from all the way down in there somewhere is the main root or stem, whatever you want to call me. And she comes out this way, and then she turns this way, and then she turns up this way, and comes up here. But
Yeah, sure.
I have.
Great job for your first
I have it
straw.
all
Great job.
under. I have it all tucked under. There's no. I haven't. What do we call? I haven't put the stems. I haven't twisted the stems through the bars. If you know what I mean. I've put it all under at the moment, so that everything's free stemming. And then once it all fills up to the top here, then I can set it on. Well, then that's full veg. Then I can just let it go, let it take off up into the sky, and head off up to the best fur. And
Yeah, it is.
pardon?
Oh, he was talking about the under canopy. Like I had a question with that. Have you noticed more like the way the plant grows? Do you notice any difference, or is it just growing normally and just helps?
I have gotten since I've put that on, I've gotten at least 75% more growth.
Nice.
Since I've put those two lights down there, or whatever you want to call that, that little generic setup. Since I made that do the undershine of all my tucks instead of plucks, if you know what I've been told. You know, so all my undershine here is all getting total full light, you know, nice light. And then up top, full veg light over the top. And luckily I'm showing you now, and she's all nice and green, because if you see just down in here about a week ago, I had a little bit of a deficiency, so now I've brightened her up, got my pH right, and she's thank you levels, my pH right, and now I'm yeah. Well, you can see the difference now. Levels yourself, since I've got that pH, you haven't really had much. So
100% difference.
100% difference.
So I feel that I could actually show you guys now something, instead of being ashamed of showing you a tiny.
Never be ashamed. That's awesome.
At least this time I've got. At least this time I have something decent, instead of a 2 to 3 inch or 6 inch auto that I've completely snuffed up. Well, this time I got a photo that I've got working well. And by the way, this is one of Julian's seeds, by the way. Julian Dando's seeds. One of the first batch that he ever grew out of his 4x4. That's one of his seeds that I'm scrogging out.
That's awesome.
And it's a fem seed too. It's going to be rather tasty second time round. So I don't know what that is, but yeah, this is the second lot. So grade up.
Oh,
and I got a couple more. I got a couple more of these seeds too. So if they perform as well as what this one's doing, thank you so much for sending them to me, Jules. If you're on, I don't know if you're on Matt Space tonight, but yeah. Woo! Well, that's all I wanted to show you. I'm going to jump off. That's how quick and easy I am. But I will be staying on channel. I'll catch you back in chat.
Nice work on
Have
that.
a great one, guys.
Looking
nice
happy and healthy.
Thank you.
Sorry, man.
Thanks for
Looking happy and healthy, brother. There you go, Matt.
Yeah, there you go. Nice work. Looking good.
Yeah, that's a nice wax ring there, boy.
Oh, Matt, that same video with Kevin Jogery and Dutch Blooms that I watched last night, he talked extensively about hop latent viroid.
Yeah.
because he knows a lot, and he was talking about like a lot of myths that people think that they can outgrow the virus, and that's just not the case. And a lot of times, that you can get the viral load down low enough to where it's not showing hot, but the second you stress it to its maximum stress point, the virus pops right back up.
Yeah, that's where it comes from, and that's why everybody was. That's why it was running dormant for so long, right?
That's the latent part, right?
Because then when you start stressing them out, you start flowering them. That's where things start happening.
Yeah.
The craziest thing is when they survive a whole round and go through on the next one.
Or through the seeds, through pollen.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we keep healthy plants, like it won't. It's not really. I don't know.
Nothing got me.
It's not an issue right now, but it might be an issue for the plant long term. Like if people don't pay attention to what they're doing, just keep healthy plants. It's in there, and then everything's infected. Might not be great.
Well, and because it can transfer through seeds, people need to be careful. Oh. Hey, how's it going?
Not so bad. How are your clones doing?
I still don't see roots coming out of the hydro cups, but the first one you gave me is still looking the most promising. So the leaves are still up and stuff, but it's
They look like this then, eh? No roots.
Yeah.
Like
But they're still up. But they're still like the leaves are still up, and it looks like that basically.
Yeah. I'm not sure about it, you know? I've never had them look like this before.
No, I hear you. I am not giving up on them though. I'm making sure that they're still doing good every day.
I check these ones every day because, I kept them as the controls.
Yeah.
If these ones get root, yours should.
Yeah, I'll go and I'll actually end up going and showing my my veg stuff. So I'll end up showing that.
But this thing's staying alive until then, so.
Okay. Yeah, one still there's actually two of them and they're still looking like they can do it. So
Oh my god. What's the height on that plant?
Starting to burn on the lights because I got lazy on Sunday and didn't do all the stuff I was gonna do.
What's the height on that plant?
it's like 7 feet.
I'd say at least 7 feet. It's as high as. Let's see. I can just reach the top of it.
And you're in veg.
Yeah. Well,
he's
it's
not,
the re-veg.
He's not flowering this. He's not flowering.
Oh, you're not flowering this?
No, this is not going into flower ever again. It's already
I
flowered
was about
once.
to say, man, if you put that in flower, oh my Jesus.
No, I ran out of room a month ago.
Right.
It's a mother. Yeah. It's a mother for a bunch of clones. I got clones off of this plant too here, because it's going to be another thing that it's going to be on their channel that you can afford.
Well, just testing different stuff, We finally got the results back on this one, and this one lost, I think, 4% THC and over a full point on the Turks.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah, so I'm not happy with this soil at all. Off to the next soil. See if I can find the one that's going to replace the Fox Farm.
That's looking nice.
Fuck yeah, it is. It's fucking 5x5, 4x4.
No, this is a 3x3.
What the fuck? Every time.
This is the one that was supposed to, when I started, it was going to be just a main line, but the plant structure didn't really work out for it. So I had to do this instead.
Tabletop, I'll take it.
It's doing all right, though.
It's a lot bigger than when I was there.
Yeah, it kind of blew up. It's kind of time for these ones. Sunday, these ones were supposed to get out of here, but I had a nap after level show instead. Got all high and didn't do any work in here.
Nice.
Yeah, you're right.
This one's doing pretty good now.
Nice. Flat leaves, healthy.
And this one's been upgraded from not dead to growing.
Let's go.
That one looked so dead before.
Yeah. Like, it looked pretty rough when you were here, eh?
I didn't know what you were gonna do with that, but no, it's doing.
Oh, it's been upgraded from not dead. This is that pheno hunted papaya fire from in-house.
Awesome.
So that'll be a nice one to go. This one is Blue Sunset Sherbet. Good thing you stick those in sometimes, eh?
Yeah.
This one's
That's nice.
Alien Treats. But these two, we'll move over here as soon as I'm not lazy.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's the Blue Sunset Sherbet Barney's Farm, right?
And the Blue Sunset Sherbet's going to flower in the 4x4.
But
Is
yeah,
that Barney's?
So it's got a little bit more to grow yet.
that's Barney's, right?
Yeah, this is Barney's Farm. This is Barney's Farm, Robin Hood, in-house, and Canuck.
Yeah.
That's Canucks.
Yeah.
That one is.
Really?
Well, this one's a bit of a unicorn. It was supposed to be a 7-weeker, but it turned into a 12-weeker.
That's unicorn poop?
No, it's a
You
bit of a
just said
unicorn because it didn't grow out as intended. Someone might call it a runt or an off-cast, something that not what the breeder intended when they sold the seed. So they put 7 weeks on the package, right? And it wasn't 7 weeks.
How's the flower?
It's amazing.
We call it the outlier.
Yeah, an outlier.
Those are the recessive genes. That might be a 1 in 1,000 plant.
Yeah, that's why we kept it. Plus, it was 24.8 THC. Even though we don't really care about that, it was 2.6 on the terps, I believe. Which is nice. 2.6 is a real good number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it tastes like, I'd describe it as, or my testers described it as, mulled wine creamsicle. For the flavor. If you're into the creamy tasting stuff versus, diesels or gas. More sweet flavor on the tongue.
Right.
But everybody likes their own, right? I got all these dead leaves down here, just not paying attention in here at all.
A lot of them.
Veg is my area, and the wife, Short High, she does the flowering parts, eh? So anything you see bad this stage of grow is me.
Are you gonna eventually cut off, like, once those clones take? Are you gonna take the clone and take her down and then replace it with one of those and just keep recycling it, or
Nope.
do you have...
Once Matt gets the clones in Calgary, like the other Matt,
Yeah.
he's keeping the mother there.
Okay, that was my second question. Was gonna be: is he gonna be
Like he's got my dead unicorn mother, and he's got this for a mother.
Yeah.
It's nice having someone with a high plant count who doesn't mind saving mothers.
Yes, exactly. That's why that was gonna be my second question. Is because
But he accidentally killed the mother. That's why I had to re-veg and replace the mother down there.
Yeah.
Shortly after he sent me the plant, he accidentally killed it. But life happens.
That's what prompted the re-veg from the nug, right?
No, this wasn't the re-veg from the nug. This was the whole plant re-veg.
No.
He left a pound on his motherfucker.
The re-veg from the nug was dead unicorn.
Yeah, because he lost the
Yeah.
mother, though, right?
No. That was purely just to see if I could do it.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Never
just
mind. I
trying
thought
to,
you did that because that mother was lost too. Sorry.
no, I hadn't even smoked it before I did it. That was just to see a test of gardening skill. You know, how can I do this? Is it in my wheelhouse?
That's cool.
Can I maintain a bud?
That's awesome.
Great training, man. Great training. I know it's a revet, but great training.
Well, the bottom was training here,
Yeah.
from here to
Right.
here. Like from here to here is
I
where
thought you
the
got rid of a
bud
lot
that I
of
left.
stick already.
This is all where
Right.
the buds were that I left. I pulled the colas off, and that was 520 grams just for the colas, and
Let's
just left
go.
all the lowers. But if anyone doesn't have any other questions, I'll let someone else get up because everybody's got questions.
Yeah, nice train on that one. That was looking really good, dude.
Man, fuck yeah.
Well, I was a little worried when I switched from just fat to trying to fill a tent that way. It's not ideal.
And you're just doing it from just bending them down every day.
At least every other day, come in, do this,
Nice.
bend it down, take the stuff that's on top, make it not be on top. That way, the hormones will collect more in the center here, making these ones think they're the top of the plant, even though the outside ring is the stronger set of branches.
Right.
These ones, when you go into flower, they'll think they're the big dogs. Well, you could explain that better than I just did.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Like what the hormones I'm talking about?
Yeah, the auxins.
I don't remember exactly what they're called.
Auxins.
Yeah.
Auxins.
Isn't the auxins the one that goes to the apex, like the top apical
Yeah.
growth?
Yeah, the apical growth just pushes down hormones that stop the energy from the other shoots.
Yeah.
So when you're training your plant, you're just pushing those auxins away and allowing other shoots to come up and be that dominant apical stem.
Exactly, because the auxins.
That's what I
is
meant
for
to say in
that.
caveman speak.
Cytokines is for lateral growth, and like gibberellic acid is more for like seed and smaller micro.
Yeah, gibberellic acid also I think shortens up growth nodes as well.
Does it?
But it'll carry over a flavor. Like pretty much ruin like multiple genetics in one room if you start messing with gibberellins.
Yeah.
They have a very distinct flavor that comes through that's not pleasant. That's why it's used for breeding, for making seeds.
Well, yeah. They're really good for seed, and they're really good for starting a seed. That's why I use a kelp extract for my seeds. It's just for that one purpose from the kelp.
Right. Well, the kelp is also in balance with other things. Like I'm talking, you can buy gibberellic acid.
Yeah, but that itself is good for seeds.
Hey, cheers, Matt. I'll be right back.
I don't recommend it.
Oh yeah, I know. Not for your plant, like as a plant, but I meant for starting old seed. That actually it helps benefit the old seed. But no, I would not put it on you. Right? If it carries forward, like I wouldn't be putting it. I don't know what benefit it would do for an already grown plant. I'd rather be. But at the same time, I would want to make sure that I'm getting an organically sourced PGR, because these are PGRs when you're all said and done. All three of these are they're growth regulating hormones.
Right, absolutely. We're just talking hormone regulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to smoke any of that Krabby Kush yet, Matt?
No, I haven't. The bags are still not even opened. They're inside my case thing because I'm gonna do some pressing. I just had a really shitty weekend, so
Oh no, I'm not like. I was just curious what you thought of it.
Yeah, I know. I haven't even opened it to smell it. I'm gonna do a video on doing all that. That's why I haven't done it. Just because I want to do a video on it. That's why I haven't touched it yet.
And if that clone doesn't make it, your next clones will come with the purple ghost candy.
Okay.
So I didn't mail you that one, as it's still in the bag. So that was what it hung for 45 days, then in the bag for 8 weeks now.
Yeah.
Just about time to go into a jar.
Oh, awesome. Oh yeah, that's right there because that's in the bag right now.
Yeah. So one I keep breaking into. When we weigh it, it's going to be so off. I may not even weigh it. We'll just guess.
You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Especially
when you find something that just tastes that good and you can't stop digging into it, right? Even though you know it's not time. Well, technically it would be time. At 45 days plus 2 months.
Well, like
so it could be fully cured.
Right. Like that last harvest I had didn't have enough to take me to between the harvests, right? So I was just like, a lot of the times, some of the weight doesn't get into the final weigh-in because I'm smoking it before it actually gets weighed in. Smoking does in trimming.
Hey, so there's also factors that play in that there is weed that should be consumed fresh and herb that should cure out. And so it's a rule of thumb, but not every flower is better older. I like a lot of the chems and the diesels almost immediately after they're dry, after like the long 2.5, 3 week dry, and they're ready. They're like, because those skunky, acrid, like super loud chemicals that you're smelling are thiols, and they're extremely volatile, and you lose them very quickly, and they turn into other things very quickly. And so I prefer, the OGs, the chem and the sours to be immediately consumed, and then the fruity, floral, sweet, they all hold really well in their like pure essence. They don't really change over too much.
Yeah, that's where I'm excited to play around with the freeze dryer when I get it, because there are a lot of those things that do disappear even if you don't even have a really nice drying environment. You can lose that shit really quickly too.
Well, there's a whole bunch of controversy around like people saying that BHO was inferior to rosin, but really the flashpoint of BHO is butane is like 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and so all of those profiles that you're not losing in a heat purge any higher than that, and you can get it equally as clean with a vac oven. You get way more than pressing at 100 and whatever degrees to get rosin. I mean, the closest you can get is dry sift or bubble.
Yeah, well, that's what I would do.
For that crazy profile, because and then bubble, you're losing water soluble compounds. So BHO might be dry sift, but fresh frozen dry sift sounds pretty good.
You would have to freeze the weed and then bang the weed off.
Well, if you want to freeze or a dry nug, you have to take it out one time. But you can do it. You put it in there, pack it up real nice, take it out one time, and your herb will still be good. Don't bang it around while it's super cold, because I mean
You're gonna break other stuff off too. That would be the other problem. That's why I was. Yeah, I don't know how hard. That'd be a hard one to get. No, I would do the bubble with the with
I don't know
fire.
how.
That was my plan.
That'll be a hard one to get.
I'm okay with losing a little bit. I mean, I like flour personally, like really good flour. Yeah, smoking flour like those chems and sours. I don't need it, dude. They put me in a better place than Dad. Nice, so high. Look at all this. Thought it was levels for a minute.
The orchids just lost their flowers.
Oh no!
Oh, they'll come back. They'll be back a month or two. Those will be the pepper plants for the deck next summer.
Did you just? Are they just stowed in there now?
Just harvested a pepper off each one of them and planted it.
Oh, I see.
Cut it open, plant it.
Cool.
That way we'll have. That's the big peppers. That one's the small peppers.
Nice.
It's funny because the small peppers are off the big plant. Rosemary's finally getting going. Did you use Groot?
Nice. Very cute.
Did she even come out the whole time you were here?
A couple times.
As soon as she seen you, she bailed.
Yeah, ran upstairs.
Yeah, she's a scary cat.
Besides the very first night, she kept on looking at me, thinking I was going to let her outside because I didn't know if she was allowed outside or not. So I didn't let her outside, and then she just kind of yelled at me and then ran upstairs again, and then I didn't see her.
Yeah. Fuck you, human.
Yeah, I didn't know she was allowed outside, so I didn't let her outside at all. So
She's not a people person.
no.
Some cats love attention. She's very picky. Hey, little girl. But I'll jump off and let someone else go up. I'll show you outside, but there's nothing left alive. So
Yeah, it's getting to that point where I'm like, I'm gonna pick all these tomatoes off and just take these plants down, and then let them just redden up in a bag somewhere.
That actually makes me sad, Raging, because I love your balcony garden. That thing is beautiful.
see what she's got. This is what's left. She's given away probably 6 bags that size.
You guys get a lot off of that, hey? That's crazy.
No,
Nice.
this is just the last of them. Let them get green in a bag.
Yeah, exactly.
She's probably given away at least 6 of these bags in the last week.
Yeah, you had a lot of tomato plants going.
Lots of tomato sauce being made.
I just made a bunch of applesauce.
Ooh,
Like you
hey,
made
Wes,
Own
Wes,
applesauce?
you got videos, right? You have videos on your YouTube channel.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, for 10 years about.
Yeah. No. Yeah. AG. He's got his YouTube channel and everything. He's got videos. He's got stuff on there.
It's got some amazing stuff on there.
I haven't been on in a while, obviously. Yeah, I got you right.
Still, the best picture I think I ever seen of yours was the 18-foot plants in the warehouse. The one picture that's not supposed to exist.
Yeah, that was, those were like 11 foot, 10
Oh, they
foot.
looked
So
18 feet.
it was a 14-foot ceiling, and They were pretty close to the thallies. Yeah, good old times when plants didn't have a bunch of pathogens and.
It's looking awesome, and I love it that you have this going inside your house, so at least you got a good garden going all year long.
Well, we were going to bring a pepper in, but to set up the light system to put a pepper in the middle of the room here without taking out a fan in our rental. It might have been tough. In our contract, it says we're only allowed so many plants, right?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
They don't want too much indoor gardening without ventilation, and there's no ventilation in this building, so. My garden upstairs is approved because I ventilate the shit out of it. But I've seen Moonwater there. I'd love to see his garden.
Hey, Moonwater.
I'm going to jump down so I can watch you on the big screen. Catch you guys later.
Have a good one. Looking great.
What up?
How's it going?
Got the Mac one.
Oh, nice. Nice size on it, too.
Mr. Moon.
Yeah. Yeah, she's done. I'm just waiting for the outdoor to finish drying to have more dry room. So I'm just slapping her the nudes. You know, just some signal and a little potassium. Water. Not too leggy.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. So I just ordered cocoa, perlite, and I'm gonna do kind of like Carl does and do like a passive drain to waste kind of thing, and mess around with some hella jelly from Humboldt.
Yeah, no, it's a good method of feeding. It's the same thing that I do. I don't do the perlite. I do cocoa drain to waste. Nice work.
Yeah.
It was looking good.
Yeah,
dude.
no, I was able to veg these outdoors, and because my Mac one is slow as shit vegging. Like these are old plants. These are, let's see.
I mean, that's not wrong.
Probably February clones, and then put them outside and then it's crazy. But they stretched up, they stacked up a lot better vegging outdoors, because I pretty much had them at the end of stretch, and then it got cold and they didn't like it. Mac 1, they just said no way. So I brought them inside, and then they filled out. Yeah, I've got the Bloom Plus here, and it's kind of more red. And then I got these Amazon specials that are kind of more blue, I guess. And I get a lot more fade on this one. And then the ones on the ends with the blue light, they're more green. And I mean, I haven't done anything different. They all get the same water, everything, but I don't get the fade with these lights. But with the Bloom Plus, I got nice purpley, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a correlation with it or not, but it's something I've noticed.
Could be genetics as well.
Well, it's all Mac 1.
Oh, never mind. There you go.
Yeah, these are all the Mac 1 clones.
I wasn't listening.
Oh, you're good.
The
Mac 1,
light- the
I
light-
love Mac 1. I'll definitely keep it around.
Did you say that the light spectrum is different for over each one of these plants? Or is it similar?
Well, so the center one that's like hitting this, and it could be because there's 400 watts hitting her, and there's only 200 watts here. You know what I mean? So it could be that
you
too.
use more nutrients faster because you have a higher input, right?
Yeah.
So everything's going to be raised. So that
Well, I don't have this. That is true for sure. I didn't think of that too much, but I don't have it turned up. I never turned it up above probably 70%. Well, because it was so close and everything, and it was hot.
Yeah. Have you tested the light intensity over each plant? Because that would tell you that would give you an indicator.
No, I don't have anything like that.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, it didn't burn my arm. We're good.
Right. But no, that's probably where it's coming from. If you were.
Yeah. Probably. I didn't think of that till I just thought of that.
Well,
eat more.
LEDs don't have far red in them, so they don't heat up. They don't throw heat out.
Yeah,
like
that's why.
Yes, you can put your hand out.
That's why I suggested the light meter because, yeah, you're right. It's going to be a different feeling of.
Yeah. Well, I was just kind of trying to keep the light cool because she was, I try to keep it to where the drivers aren't too hot. Because even now they're hot as shit. I can't touch them for more than like 4 seconds.
My bar lights get hot too.
Let's see. I'll show you guys the clones here. I'll sneak over. Yeah, so these ones here, they're all the Hella Jelly. They're going to go into that room as soon as those can get done. Or I guess as soon as Amazon delivers me that cocoa and stuff. And then I got another Hella Jelly right there, and then I'll take clones off of that to start the next run. And then I've got Trainwreck clones that aren't doing good, but they're alive. And then I've got some Mac 1 here. And what are they? I think those are. So these are Trainwreck number 2, and these are Trainwreck number 1, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the Trainwreck. I think. I'll keep clones if I'll keep some. But these are 45 days. Flour from their Hella Jelly from Humboldt. So I was just gonna mess around and try to flip every 45 days or like every 50 days or something with like that hydroponic cocoa type thing, drained to waste. Just messing around. I don't know. I've never really grown like that, so it'd be fun to grow one strain and just mess with it and see how much you can push it and grow optimal cannabis. Hopefully.
Yeah. It's you're being able to feed it exactly what you want to feed it at any given time. It either way, either argument could be for both. Ray Organic can be optimal if you know what you're doing. Same with doing it with cocoa. It all depends on exactly if you know how well you know what you're doing. So it's just a good experience for you to learn it to do it that way. You can learn different ways of doing things. I find that you can learn a lot.
I just want to grow weed that is amazing. You know what I mean? And when you do the clones, I'm hoping that. Man, I'm so happy with the Humboldt Seed Company. Their weed is so fucking fire. It's a step above anything I've ever grown in my life. It's better than the dispensary weed. It's better than Nirvana seeds. It's better than any of them. It's better than Barney. Like, I grew 6 different strains, and each one had different phenos, and everyone was so fire and effects. Like, I'm just thinking of the effects of how good they are. The taste, everything, just blew it out of the water this year.
That's awesome.
They're really doing the hunt. They're hunting, and they're hunting with a lot of people.
Yeah, man, and they're doing it outdoors, and the seeds are collected outdoors, so like they're just shine out. So it's crazy because I can make the like the Nirvana, the Barneys, and all those seeds. I can make them look amazing indoors and just fire. But I can never make them look good outdoors. These motherfuckers, they look good outdoors. They look like indoor outdoors.
Well,
you know, it's just
that's what they're doing.
it's wild.
That's
What changes? You also made changes though between last year and this year outside, didn't you? To your feeding?
Oh yeah, well I changed, but there was nothing that I changed this year would have made any of my other grows like this. This was all genetics.
Okay.
I'm 100% sure of that.
Yeah, though they got great genetics.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. But
I think maybe a little bit of the flavor, like, because there's flavors that are awesome, and they're just, and there's one that potty mouth I got. It doesn't smell like too much, or I don't know. I can't smell too good, but man, the flavor coming off of that, it just got that nice kind of musky. I don't know. It's awesome. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm not getting rid of any of this. But yeah, I think that signal might have helped with flavor. But then again, flavor is genetics too, kind of,
It is. Yeah, it is.
Well, it's in senescence. It's in that last hormone push.
Yeah, I was giving them that mag sulfur potassium towards the end, and then with the calcium that was in the water.
I mean, all those super tasty and smelly compounds that we love in the plant are all mostly sulfur based. It really does make a difference.
Oh yeah, and this is the first time really adding sulfur. I never did the Epsom salt thing, but I'm definitely will do the signal again, and I think I'll run the raw 3-12-12 again.
I was literally just looking at Epsom salt on the internet and how to use it in fucking grows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's looking good, dude. That's looking ready, and that's gonna be cool to see over the winter.
Yeah, I'm excited. And then I'll just keep some keep some room in the tent and veg my outdoor next year while these are doing whatever stage they are. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to buy some more lights. So I was going to do maybe like 2 400 or maybe 2 500. I'd like to get as big as I can. That way you don't have to run them as high and then they'll last longer. But
I do that. I thought it's the way to go. Well, you get a bigger light for bigger canopy coverage, right? And then you just run it a little dimmer, like 75%.
Oh yeah.
My G8600, I'm running at like 67%, and that's all it needs for that one side.
Oh yeah. Well, I watched a documentary on LED lights, and like Saudi Arabia and other places other than America, they make these LEDs like the bulbs for households, and they put 2-3 times as many LEDs in them as ours do, and then they last 5 times as long as our LEDs, and our LEDs last a long time. Like theirs are even crazier.
Yeah.
Planned obsolescence. Gotta love it.
Oh, it's looking good, dude. Thank you for showing that.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm excited. This is the best run of the Mac. This is probably my 4th time running Mac since I've got it. And this is by far the best. And so the only thing I really did different was it was vegged and stretched outside. So I think that time delay flower, instead of like slamming her straight into 12, maybe do like a week of 14 or a week of 15, week of 14, week of 12. I'm not sure how all that works, but I think it definitely helped with the peers, because I didn't get the peers last time like that, or spears, pillars.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you didn't get
titties.
the structure on the goals.
Yeah, well, mine. Last time I ran them, I had scrogged it out, and I didn't really know how much it was gonna stretch, so I fucking floured it because I didn't want to get too tall and then get made fun of. So, but I should have let them go another week or two vegging, and then they might have filled out. But you know how it is. Yeah, I think for Mac 1 from now on, I'm just gonna plant a few of them like this outdoors, veg them, and then bring them indoors and flower them. Just because they're long flower, you know, they take so long to grow, but they tasty and the effects are nice.
And yeah, you got some nice sized plants too by doing it.
Well, I actually had to cut more than half of these out. Like all these holes in here, these were filled in thick. I filled up a whole 5-gallon bucket of branches that I cut out of here.
Oh yeah, she throws out the shoots.
Oh fuck yeah, I've never had a plant with such short internodal spacing. There'll be 4 shoots in 1 inch. Yep. You know, it's wild.
I'm over it. The smoke is so bland.
What's that?
The smoke is just so bland on it.
Bland. I'm not sure.
Yeah, on the Mac 1. I don't know.
Like not flavorful?
No, it's such a one note to it.
Yeah, it definitely has a well, I don't know, it changes. Like it's got this, because I cut a couple branches off and had a couple day dry, you know, and I definitely get this nice kind of fruity, kind of barbecue-y. I don't know why I think barbecue, but it definitely reminds me of barbecue somehow.
And it smells.
But then when I let it cure for a long time, it's like cherry sucrettes.
I could see the meat coming off it. I've seen that. Sweet, but it was like sweet vanilla meat.
Yeah, it's got this like sweet kind of barbecue thing going on. Yeah, they're starting to lean over, so we're getting real close. I should get the scope out and check her out. But I mean, this is what my outdoor looked like. My outdoor, I never had outdoor plants taco because they were so crystally before like that. That was a treat.
Oh yeah, resin rails are nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Hell yeah. Well, guys, my battery's draining. I'll hop off in chat. Thanks for having me up.
No,
good seeing you guys.
It's awesome, actually. It's a good note to end on, actually. I'm gonna end it there. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I know I started a little bit late, so I ended a little bit late to make up for it. And I hope you all have a great week, and we'll catch you guys next weekend, or next Tuesday, sorry.
You know.